Hi guys, welcome to Money Movie Fan Channel. My name's Tyler. Today's installment of Review the MCU, we're going to be reviewing The Incredible Hulk, starring Edward Norton, Liv Tyler. It's the second movie in the franchise, which would spawn off into what we know the MCU to be today. We see the little post-credit scene at the end with Tony Stark. I think this movie's underrated. The fight scene at the end with Abomination, just chasing the Hulk, the classic dynamic between the Army and the Hulk, where they're going after him. They want to research. In this movie, they even want to weaponize the radiation and the mutation of Dr. Banner. Edward Norton's a great actor, but I think that the Hulk that we have now with Mark Ruffalo is a little bit more lovable. I know he's had more movies to have more of an arc, but I think that Edward Norton is a little bit more cold. The original Hulk that we see in the TV series, the tone of this movie was so much darker. It just felt like it was diving into more of the mental aspect, and obviously the Hulk was the focus. The other movies he really isn't, and because of the arrangement with the Hulk and the distribution rights and everything tied into that, he can't really be the focus. Obviously in Thor Ragnarok he had a little bit more of a role, but he couldn't be the main focus with the deal that they have with the rights to the Hulk. All things considered, this movie is great. Tim Roth I love in every role he's in, pretty much for the most part. I think he's a great character actor. He was even good in the 2001 Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie. He just adds something to every role. He's in Pulp Fiction, Hateful Eight, all the Tarantino movies. He really shines. Tarantino knows when a role's something Tim Roth can really sink his teeth into. This is the first movie we see Thunderbolt Ross in, and he's a great little side character that we see pop out in a lot of the Avengers movies. He's playing a smaller role, but he's there. This movie, he's the main villain, and in the Hulk comics, it's usually the case with his character. I thought that he was great. It's a great dynamic to have him be personally involved with his daughter, with Tyler's character, Betty Ross, being in a relationship previously with Bruce Banner. It just adds like extra weight to the story. I thought it was great that he had Mr. Blue, I told name was, that he was going back and forth with, trying to research, and he's on the run. They would even play the old Hulk theme from the TV show, that sad, and he'd walk and he'd be like, they even have a cameo by Lou Ferrigno in this movie, which I thought was funny. He like brings him the pizzas. He's like, here you go. And he's like, thanks, man. Overall, I think this movie will get beat out in like a ranking of the MCU by like movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, or some that I like. A lot of the newer Avengers movies, Black Panther. I think it's really underrated and a movie that you can go back to and enjoy on its own, but it also plays in the MCU. They talk about the super soldier serum, Captain America. They make reference to that. Tony Stark shows up at the end. He calls him Stark. He's Iron Man. He sets up the Avengers. Abomination is a great character, and he is still alive at the end of that movie. And I think they make reference to it in a future movie that he's at the Raft prison. So I would definitely like to see them bring him back. I don't know what the rights would be like to that character, but he's a great foil for the Hulk because of the strength and size. He matches him well. So I would like to see him come back, and that's like a true comic booky thing, is to have him get out of prison, and then they had the prison break. With Captain America breaking out and some of the Avengers. Who's to say that Abomination didn't get out, and to have Tim Roth come back, be a little bit older, it would be pretty cool. You'd have to play off of Mark Ruffalo's character. We haven't seen that yet. They're supposedly the same character, but it would be interesting to see their dynamic then, to see him back with Thunderbolt Ross, and to see him in the modern day MCU post like Thanos, post Iron Man. So that's my review of The Incredible Hulk, guys. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, make sure you tap the little notification bell, that way you get alerts to when I post a new video. My next review is going to be Wednesday. It's going to be a retro review for one of my favorite movies of all time. First, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, and then I'll do the second one, the sequel, When Nature Calls, for next week, next Wednesday. That's going to be my schedule now. Mondays, we're going to do the review the MCU, and then Wednesday, we're going to do retro reviews. Friday, we're going to do the new releases for the week, however many there may be. There might be 2, there might be 3 sometimes once things get back going with the theaters again, but there's some digital ones coming out now, sometimes 2 or 3 weeks. Those will go up Friday, and then like I said, next week the retro review will be Ace Ventura on Wednesday. Monday, the review the MCU movie will be Iron Man 2, which is the next movie in the series in the MCU. So tune in for that, guys. Thanks for joining me today, and have a good one.